Patrizzi. I'm 23 years old. I'm the lead singer, founder, CEO of Blackwater Boogie, my band and company from here in Jackson, Mississippi, or Madison, Mississippi technically at the moment. And I've had my band for about 7 years, off and on. I've kept it together the entire time. I've had many different band members though. I've gone from basically a blues band to a almost indie band all the way to the folk band that I'm in now, which is what I always intended to do with my music. I could never find quite the right musicians to pull off what I was trying to do until I met my gorgeous girlfriend here.
Okay. Let's hear a little something about yourself, Sydney.
Totally. Well, I met Cody on the whimmiest of whims. My name is Sydney, first and foremost. I'm 21 years old, and I'm from the Gulf Coast, a little small town called Van Cleve, Mississippi, out in the middle of the woods. Grew up, went to all 12 years at Van Cleve High School, and then one day I moved to Hattiesburg to go to school, and while I was in Hattiesburg, you know, I worked and loved it, but I just wasn't happy, you know. So whenever I met Cody and we played one song together, it was over. It was everything that I had ever wanted and more. And now I've quit my job and we do this for a living now. We travel around and, you know, try to get people to feel what we feel and, you know, learn and kind of open up to a new genre of music. It's really fun.
Okay. Michael, describe the type of music that y'all perform.
What I'd say is most people classify us in genre-wise as a folk, Americana, semi-bluegrass, blues band. I go with more of the folk. I call us a psychedelic folk. That's the word now introduced for us. We go along, a lot of our influence are bands like the Avett Brothers and Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros, as well as Mumford & Sons and bands like that, which luckily I've had the chance to be alongside in magazines and some different occasions.
Okay.
So it's been a real blessing, and so I'd classify us in about the folk range, being that I play guitar, I play banjo, mandolin, ukulele, trumpet, and I'm working on violin right now. I'm working on getting some fiddle up, and as well, she plays everything I play and more, including keys and working on accordion right now.
Right, we keep it working. Always learning something new.
Sydney, you're the technical side of the music.
Totally, absolutely. We're both very different. Cody, I would say, is very like Americana folk, very straightforward cowboy chord folk, and I would say that I'm very like mystical, just walked into Rivendell sort of folk. And when I say that, I kind of approach music differently. I had my left brain being me playing in a studio with other musicians and having to learn sheet music and real instrumental theory and stuff. And then you have your right brain, which is the instrument that you really love. Like mine was the guitar for the longest time. But then I found out it was just learning new instruments. But when my left brain and my right brain clicked together, it was over. It was like a totally new experience. It was like each of these instruments has the same theory, so they all become a puzzle after that point. And it's the most fun being able to find the right key, It's a really fun experience though.
Absolutely. Michael, how long have you been playing now?
I've been playing now for since I was 16 on guitar, and it was shortly after that, I'd say 4 years after that, that I started picking up mandolin and banjo and all that. So before that, though, I started about the age of 10 when I played trumpet, and I was classically trained like she was, except for I didn't go all the way through college. Yeah. But I did go through the college booklets that you'd have to learn. I went through heavy training because I was first chair in my school at Madison Central, and they kept me heavily trained. They also sent me to New York City with the jazz band, where I was able to play at 15 years old at Carnegie Hall in front of 20,000 people. And at that moment when I got to play a solo there, at that moment I kind of decided this is what I'm going to do with my life. If I can ever make it back to this stage, that's what I'm going to do.
Back up a little bit. Did you say 20,000 people?
20,000 people.
Solo?
Yes. So I did a solo in front of 20,000 people.
That had this all over you, right?
Oh man, it was incredible. And the surprising thing was, it really was not as nerve-wracking as the first time I played a show on guitar.
Well, see, what he doesn't tell you is he's actually a ham. He loves the stage, too.
Back to the instruments, y'all are both very versatile with the instruments that y'all play, and has
Correct.
seemed to mastered or working on mastering most of the instruments. Cody, what is your favorite? What's your instrument of choice?
My instrument choice is definitely going to be my good old banjo. Which, if I had it with me right now, I would definitely
We're
pull
getting a
something
pickup
out.
put in.
Yeah, we're actually getting a pickup installed right now so that I
Okay.
can make it electric and fully electric for the Indianola Blues Festival that we're playing here the next week.
Very
So that, you know, we don't have to mic it up and everything.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
Be much better
difficulty doing
quality.
that. But besides that, banjo is definitely my funnest instrument. I enjoy it so much.
Sydney, what's your music or your instrument of choice?
Now, the one that I have the highest inclination to, that fits my fingers easiest, is the ukulele. But now that doesn't mean it's my favorite instrument. My new favorites, I just had to learn the mandolin for a gig that we had in Natchez at a place called CR's Bar, biker bar, really fun. But I think my favorite right now would have to be the accordion. Dude, talk about an instrument that it stimulates the mind of someone who has that complex thinking process, you know, because you are the band with the accordion. You're playing so many things at once. It's so fun.
Nice, very nice. So y'all have a few gigs down the road here. One particular is pretty awesome in Indianola. The long haul. Where do y'all see yourself in the next 5 years, 10 years?
Well, my main goal for the next 5-10 years, I'm definitely aiming for. I'm reaching to get to the bigger festivals. You know, some of the large festivals you hear about all through the nation, like Bonnaroo, Wakarusa, things like that. I wanna grace the stage with some of the people that I've looked up to my entire life, which I've had the chance to do in some rare occasions, and we're actually going to have the chance to do coming up in October with Skylar Lane.
Okay.
We'll be able to open for her here at South Street Live on October 17th when she debuts her new album,
Very nice.
as we debut our new single that we've been recording, Letters from Overseas.
Okay.
But yeah, we hopefully will be up to the point where we've been touring for quite a while, at least 2 or 3 years. And where people are, listening to us on the same folk radio stations and maybe even some of the pop radio stations across the country that,
Because folk is wildfire right now.
folk is wildfire, and I hope that people really can just listen to our music, enjoy it, and love the message that we're trying to convey.
And see, like the beautiful thing about folk, with a little sidetrack, we have played for tons of different types of dynamics of people.
Right.
We've played country bars, we've played hookah bars, we've played just tons of different places where people wouldn't normally have the inclination to listen to folk. But by the time they are listening to our set towards the end, they are into it. And they are wanting to be part of what we're doing, which I love, because
It's
the
like
thing
a play.
is, everyone is happy.
Yeah.
And that's what our music is.
That's right. You coined on something there is everybody being happy, and for the most part, my musical background, I've seen musicians from all walks of life. You got the straight face, play the VFW, hurry up and get out of there, that sort of thing. No interaction with the crowd.
Yep.
None of that kind of stuff.
Basically, almost elevator music or like a radio in the background would play. They draw no attention really to themselves. It's more they sit in the background to provide ambiance.
And
That's
really, as a generality, we've found that there are 2 different types of gigs. You have a type of gig where people are paying money to come see you, and then you have a type of gig where people are paying you to be part of the experience.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to tailor your set list around who's there, what you're doing, because you want them to love you. That's your whole thing,
That's it.
You want them to love what you're doing and what you're about. So like, for example, when we play at a restaurant, we pull out tons of our originals and crowd pleasers and stuff, but the whole idea is you are part of the experience of that restaurant. So you're trying to like represent the restaurant as best as you can, And when you're playing by yourself, people are actually coming out to see you, so you can just jam out and be as loud as you want.
You really get into being the performer.
Exactly.
Performers that we are. That's the main thing that we try and convey is anytime that you come see us, even if we do try and be, a part of the background experience, a lot of the times we end up being, if you walk in, it's more or less a concert rather than walking into a restaurant or walking into a bar.
It's fun though.
And we like to put on a show wherever we go. We make sure it's not going to be your average day-to-day boring singer-songwriter musician
Yeah.
who's playing covers. We want you to walk in, see us, and wonder where we're from, why we came here, and how we got here. And thank God that we got here.
Yeah.
All right, this song here is an original song called "Sweet Lullaby" that actually is the first song me and Sydney wrote together. And we're releasing it on September 25th to iTunes, Spotify, all that good stuff, Amazon, all that. You can find it anywhere worldwide on the internet and hopefully on the radio soon. This one we're releasing through ARC Studios in New York City, and is the first song that's going to be on our new album called The Woodshop Sessions. It's The Woodshop.
It's
So this one here is called Sweet Lullaby.
Nice guys. That's
guys.
really good.
Very
Heck
much.
yeah, dude.
Very nice.
That one's one's called Sweet Lullaby. It's an original. You can get September 25th on iTunes, Spotify, any music station across the world.
Alright.
Tell the viewers how to get in touch with you guys through Facebook,
Okay, you can get in
website.
touch with us through facebook.com/blackwaterboogie or our site blackwaterboogie.com. Also, you can check out our Instagram page, which is black_water_boogie. One of our favorite ways to get things out there. You know, we've got daily. We're usually posting either a video clip or at least some interesting photos of where we've been, and along with our life as we travel around and do our, touring and whatnot like that. So it's a great way to get up with us. Another great way to catch up with us is always through iTunes and Spotify. You can always see when we got our new music coming, as well as Reverb Nation. We'll drop some of our newest singles on Reverb for free before we ever release them to the main radio stations. That's rough calls. So make sure you check reverbnation.com/blackwater